Welcome to the Trisbrina Show. I be the Tris.
And I'm the Brina, and in tonight's episode, we're going to talk about the art of flowing forward through fear, fatigue, and uncertainty. There's a lot of seasons in life, and some seasons require more energy, more patience, more perseverance, more energy. And how do you draw upon this well of energy when your body says, I want to rest, and your mind says, I want to rest, so that you can keep moving forward, not because you're trying to prove something, but because that's what is required from the moment. And welcome all of you that are here attending live, and thank you for being so fabulous during our recent energy detox and reboot event. Yesterday was day 7, where you experienced the unlimited energy routine. And boy, have we been getting a lot of emails about that one.
We have. So welcome to the show, and that's definitely what's going down, the art of flowing and moving through things, even when you're dealing with fear, when you're dealing with uncertainty, when you're dealing with low energy and
Chaos.
fatigue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all of the above. And we've got a story for tonight, which will bring some lessons to the equation of how to flow through things. So if you are by any chance new to our world, we love we love talking about energy. We love moving the body. We teach energy arts and healing. We've been together since we were in our 20s. We have a business together. We're entrepreneurs. We have a company called Satori Method. We're all hands on deck with what we do. We have thousands of students. We just had an event with 12,000 people registered for it. It's an energy detox and reboot event. In a moment, we'll give you a link in case you'd like to check out what that's all about.
Because we're done?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're selling our replays at 80%. Like I said, we're entrepreneurs. We grow a business. We live here in our home in Austin, Texas, with Sabrina's parents. They're going through that later years in life with some medical stuff that's come up. We're going to share a little bit about that with you, because we're just here to be real today. It's sort of Trisbrina Unplugged. So here we go.
Uncensored.
And unplugged. Here's the link to our replays. Just jot that down. It's kind of a cool thing to check out. 7 days of energy arts and training. And on the 7th day, we take a lot of the things that we do each day. So we have a complete...
So we're supposed to rest on the 7th day, but we didn't.
We didn't. We have a method we call Satori Method, which is a method of awakening your energy, clarity, great energy in your body, awakening your inner being. Like, you just feel so connected to love and to joy, even through the tough stuff. And so we teach people a little bit about that every day. And then if they like it, they join our Life Force School. And not everybody joins, a lot of people do. But a lot of people want the replays. They love this 6, now 7 days. And on day 7, we smash together like a mashup routine. It's a follow along. It's actually 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
30 minutes. It's being edited right now by our editor, but it'll be in our student portal. So you can check that out right there.
And
that's our commercial.
Every day of the 7 days is different. There's freeing your fascia, there's more joint mobility, there's healing qigong, meditation, breath work. There's even a fitness class. Creating a chi ball. So it's a big variety into energy work. And then with the replay of day 7, and if you registered for the event, you should have gotten the replay to watch for free. And then if you want a copy of all 7 days, like Tristan said, I think it's only 24 hours now. It's 80% off.
Just want to do a shout out to some awesome students that I see here. Good evening, Connie and Debbie. Welcome, Sharon, Mary, those of you joining live, Christianne. Great to have you all with us. Elise, hi there, sweetheart. Yeah, just we love doing this show. And recently we were like, what if we just... So Sabrina and I talk a lot about the things we're into. I'm sure you do with your spouse too. And but often our conversations happen in the kitchen. Isn't that where all good conversations happen? Around a cup of coffee and a good muffin. And we get into these really deep type conversations.
And Sabrina feeding the dog.
And we're like, man, we should talk about that on the show. We should talk about that on the show. And so we're just like uncensored, unplugged. Just we're taking this style, and we hope that you like it. It's just us, just being raw and real. So this has been a heck of a freaking week. 2 weeks.
3.
So our launch kicked off. So a launch is when you launch like a product launch.
Like
so we did the energy
like
event.
A promo.
It was like a big buzz, energy promo. Oh my gosh, 12,000 people registered. And we kicked it off on July 15th, the day before my birthday, right? Mm-hmm. And so it kicked off, And there's a lot of moving parts when you have that big of a launch. So it's all hands on deck. The team is helping. We're going through some, and then boom, we got hit.
Yeah.
We got hit with a curveball.
And you already have your timeline of everything you need to get done, and the calendar is full. And my mom had been having some digestive issues, both like acid reflux and constipation. And because of that, they sent her to get a CAT scan. And this CAT scan showed some inflammation in the colon, so then they sent her to a hospital to get a colonoscopy and a endoscopic. And that was on, I believe that was on Friday before the event kicked off on Tuesday. And the doctor came and said, we can't do the colonoscopy because there's hardly any opening in the colon. Only 4 millimeter opening, right? And if your colon doesn't have an opening, you don't live very long. So they said it was cancer.
After they got the...
no, they said it on that Friday.
But they had to send it off too, right?
They said it's cancer, but we can't say 100%, but it is until next Wednesday when you get the biopsy back.
Okay. It's cancer, but it's not, but it's cancer.
Yeah.
We think it's cancer.
No, they said it's cancer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's scary.
Anyway.
Whoa, we're frozen. What's going on? There we are. We're back.
There we are. So we kicked off the event in this place of what's going to be happening.
Uncertainty.
But then the Friday before the event, as soon as we got home, we started making calls. And I feel like that's a little bit about what we're talking about today. When something like that happens, there's a part of me that wants to shut down and go slow and think about things. But it was a Friday.
You don't have any time.
You don't think about things on Friday. So on Friday, I'm already calling the digestive specialist doctor that sent her for the colonoscopy saying, you don't have the results yet, but they told me it's this, so I need to contact 2 surgeons to get this blockage removed. And he said, oh, okay, these are the 2 that are covered under her insurance. Which one do you want? And I'm like, no, that's not how it works. This is another.
Taskmaster.
No, but it's having the insight. And this isn't about me. I'm just saying how grateful I am for the practice to leave enough space in my thought process to not let it get clouded with so much fear that I'm not at my optimum, and I'm also not able to access intuition. And I just said, well, doesn't it seem like the smartest thing to do would be to call those 2 surgeons and to see which one can see her the fastest?
Right.
Since we're afraid, she's afraid to even eat. And I said, oh, we've never done that.
Till now.
Hello. And so she did, and she gave us the specialist when she wasn't even supposed to because the biopsy hadn't come back. And we were actually able to get something on the calendar for the Tuesday right before day 6 that we got to go and
So we're going through
meet
this
a surgeon.
event with this uncertainty, this concern, and someone who's in a lot of physical pain that needs help. And Rita, this is Sabrina's mom, she's such an amazing human. She takes care of her husband, Sabrina's dad, who has dementia and is very immobilized, can barely walk. So now she can't help him. She can't bend over. She can't help him with his shoes or put his pajamas on. So there's more to the equation. So there's a lot going on.
And then
it's scary.
When we're not doing the energy event, we're thinking, especially when they said when you come in for surgery, it could be about 4 days that you're in the hospital. So
And we don't have a caretaker.
If I want to go to the hospital and so I asked a few people in the community for recommendations, and actually it was a physical therapist that recommended a woman who happened to work full-time at an assisted living facility minutes away from our house, who was working 12-hour days and was just like, I can't keep this up. This is too rough. And she was going to go to part-time, and she happened to be available all last week. The surgery
those little dots
was last
that
Wednesday.
Start lining up because you have to stay open. This is one of the things we kept teaching during the event, is stay open to possibility and probability.
And my mom's little sister came and stayed with us. Now, we're not saying it was fun or it was great or life's a bowl of cherries, but it has to do with that. Having, first of all, having the energy and having the insight to keep moving forward, because everyone's so stressed out and everyone's on high alert and everyone's feelings are getting hurt and all of everyone's own personal stuff is bubbling up. And so that creates a lot of tension in the family.
So can I insert a few things?
Please do.
So one of the main concerns, and we're bringing all of this up, is because how do you navigate when life throws you curveballs?
Mm-hmm.
What can you do energetically, your disposition, like your levels of energy to caretake, to support, to hold space, to stay strong in the face of fear, uncertainty, not knowing who's going to help her dad, who's going to help her mom, and if that thing ruptures, she's going to the ER. And it was the night before the surgery that we almost had to drive to the ER because she was in so much pain.
Mm-hmm.
So you're meditating, you're visualizing, you're participating in your prayer circles, you're doing all the things, and yet we couldn't tell any of you guys really what was going on because we didn't want to inject fear or worry into this container that we had created. Do you want to talk to that?
Yeah, I do. Well, first, there's a lot of new people that go through this event, and we really wanted them to have their own experience. And a lot of people can't do that if their habit is worrying and doom and fear. They're going to grab a hold of that faster than anything else. So it was really a higher service to keep the event about what the event was about.
Right.
But within our smaller circles, we did share, we have students that have gone through programs with us that are more about manifestation and prayer and affirmation, and they understand the way that we love to pray, affirm. And so and to say the word cancer, it's so easy for that to just shut everyone down, right? Who hears that word that they don't have this reaction? Oh no, oh my God, oh, it's awful. I mean,
right.
and that to me is not, I did not want that energy coming towards our family. And so all I said in some of my classes to our students is, could you please send love and light and vibrant health to our family right now as we're going through an intense situation? Could you see my parents whole, holy, and complete and happy without mentioning the specifics that could trigger somebody to worry, because worrying is praying for what you don't want. And we had the most beautiful message coming through. Elise, that's here, my friend Patricia, they had groups of women and people praying from this high vibe place of wholeness. And it was really beautiful to feel so supported by the community. And I was so proud of everyone that sort of knew what was going on and the way that they're holding us. And some of you are asking in the chat. So last Wednesday was the surgery. And I just kept praying that they could remove the section of the colon that had the cancer blockage, and that the two pieces would also fit together, because oftentimes it doesn't, and that's when you have to have the bag. But if they can get them to fit together, then you don't. And also that they could perhaps do it with the Da Vinci robot. And
There's a robot now where the surgeon is in a different room, and they have small incisions, and they can go inside.
It's like maybe 6 diagonal incisions, and then one that looks like a cesarean. And I mean, it's not pretty to look at it. You know, it's black and blue and purple, but it's probably as, what would you call it, less obtrusive way. And they were able to remove that, and they did put the two pieces back together.
And she did not need the colostomy bag.
Yeah.
And they got it all. Wow.
Yep.
And she, from what I understand, is cancer-free.
We don't know.
But from what I understand.
Yeah, okay, from the energy. They said the margins look clean, but again, you must send everything off. And they took some lymph nodes and they took some bowel wall and abdominal wall just to make sure. But now uh,
We're in the healing phase.
we're in the healing phase, which is also very challenging
It's a
because
lot.
there's somebody there who can't get up and walk around or get food or anything yet because of the condition and the soreness of the area. And it's very draining not to feel well.
So Sabrina, as the caretaker, how are you doing? And as a daughter,
Yeah.
with your mom and your dad and going through this, do you want to share a little bit about
Well,
your
I don't
feelings?
feel like I am the caretaker. I feel like there's a lot
As
of
one
us.
of the main caretakers,
As
and
one
just
of
as
them?
the daughter.
I feel that I have a lot of talent in certain types of caretaking. I excel, and at others, I'm not that great.
How are you feeling right now about where we are?
I feel good about where we are as far as the healing goes. It's frustrating. It's
Because
frustrating.
of other
Yeah.
worries and fears and
Yeah.
concerns that come in.
It's too many balls to keep in the air. I can't do it by myself. Can't do it.
You doing okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
How about you?
I keep checking in on her, and I figured, since it's Trisbrina Unplugged
Well,
and
Tristan's
Uncensored.
put my dad to bed the past few nights, which is really cute.
Well, I love being able to step in, when you say till death do us part, including your family, and all the moving parts of life, you got to mean it. And so you lean in and you love, right, as best you can. And Keith can't really move without the walker anymore, the cane. And, using a bathroom is a challenge, and putting on pajamas is almost impossible. So you get, and can we speak about the brilliance of Keith?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're helping someone, let's say go potty, right, and you're helping them clean themselves or shower or whatever they need, you could project a lot of stuff,
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
right? Like, oh, this is embarrassing, or some shame, or all of that. Sabrina's father has this much, zero. And I'm not going to get super graphic, but let's say you're helping the person clean themselves. Oh, okay. And he's just going to sing about it. And he's like, all right, we're doing a good job. We're almost there. He has no judgment on the whole thing.
Yeah.
He's just in flow and present. And you got to look at yourself if you're carrying anything.
There was one night. I wonder where you were.
This was the night you got to help
Yeah, where were
do
you?
the potty ceremony. I don't know. Probably working.
So, yeah, I mean, my dad has always been. I've never seen my dad naked, and my mom said, "You need to help him," and he sat down, and I had all this idea like, "Oh, this is so embarrassing for him. I'm his daughter." And there was just nothing. And I thought, "Oh, wow, I'm bringing all this. It's actually doesn't have to be here at all." Almost like when you help a toddler and you say to a toddler, wipe the little hole, and they go, okay, got it. Right there, it's playful, and it's
And
an
you get to keep it
adventure,
playful.
and it's something you're doing together. There's nothing in him that's like you're doing this for me. It feels more like we're doing this together. And thank you.
That's a beautiful point. He's not saying thank you very much. He's like, all righty, what's next?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's an incredible. He's more like savant-like. It's not your normal mind that has fear or judgment or shame. He actually doesn't have any of that. It's a beautiful thing to witness.
Mm-hmm.
Something I want to
It's really
evolve into.
full circle. And of course, my brother is here, and boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy,
He's
oh
been-
boy,
Larry's incredible.
is he helping?
Stepped up big time, as you do. So I think we brought this up just because, hey, this is what's going on in our world.
And it's going on for so many people
so
in
many
their
people.
own ways with your own health, your own kids, your grandkids, your sisters, your brothers,
Exactly.
life. I was telling Tristan earlier, when people say, go with the flow, I don't know about you, but I have this visual of what flow looks like. But sometimes you got to go with the flow when there's a flood, when there's a drought, when it's hailing, when you're jumping out of an airplane. There's different kinds of flow. And I think it's who you are as you go through it, and forgiving yourself for all the moments that you weren't. Because you can tell when you're not in the beautiful energy. How can you tell? You're sad, you're grumpy, you're defensive, you're not feeling good. When you know that this is your best, it feels different. Even if the situation is very, very heavy.
I found that I needed to take this seriously, and what could I do to step up? So for those of us who are caretaking right now, and I know many of you who are listening, you're in that role. This isn't a burden type conversation. This is a, what can we do to be there? Well, one thing that I knew I needed to do is take care of myself so that I could help. So I kept my diet really clean and light. Haven't been drinking anything like wine or anything like that, so my mind is really clear and clean. I've been exercising and walking and going to the gym, doing my qigong, really trying to drink a lot of water and get to bed as early as possible. And then sometimes we have to wake up in the middle of the night and check on folks. So just doing what you can do to take care of yourself, so that you don't feel any resentment or like, man, you're draining me with your illness or whatever. Like, enter into it like it's a beautiful challenge. It's a beautiful opportunity to serve, and you really got to take care of yourself.
And whatever bubbles up in these situations, it's so valuable. I'm really trying to look at it when not enoughness bubbles up for me. It was already there. It couldn't bubble up. Right? There's been a few moments that I feel like, gosh, this is all I got, and it doesn't seem to be enough. That's because I get to look at that, and it's my chance to release it at a deeper level. Because whatever anyone is feeling in a tough situation was already there. It's just the lemon got squeezed a little bit more, so some more juice gets to come out.
You can see your stuff coming up, and there's no time for that. You got to let that go. You got to choose love, right? Even when it's hard. And remember, there'll be a day that person that you're loving and helping won't be there. And no regrets.
Or you won't be there.
Or you won't be
Yeah.
there. So
I
no
mean,
regrets.
and also don't lose your sense of humor. At 2:30, night before last, I called him Winston. Kingsley jumped off the bed. Never happens. And there was a little bit of dots of blood on the bed. So we take him outside. It turns out somehow he has a wound on his hiney that is raw and bleeding, and he's better now. We don't know what happened. Maybe he scooted on something. So we're outside, and I'm out in the yard with him. Tristan's sitting right inside the door, and I bring him in, and it's 2:30 in the morning. Kingsley's butt's bleeding. He says, I think I hear somebody throwing up. I'm like, what? So he goes.
I thought it was her mom.
He goes in my parents' room and like, no, they're
actually
asleep.
asleep.
We come upstairs, and it's Larry. Larry had eaten something and got sick, and he was throwing
He was
up.
hurling.
Awful. And
We're like, what is going on in this house?
we make sure he's okay. We go back to bed, and we're like, this is crazy. But we were able to. It was so absurd that we were able to kind of find the humor in it. Like, seriously? Like, seriously?
So there's a little sliver of this thing called life going on over here. And yeah, Jean, that's not cool what you're doing. She's posting her page to promote. Why are you doing that, hun? We got to delete you and kick you out. Anyway, yeah. You want to land the plane here, babe?
Yeah, so I think we just, as we're wrapping up this energy event, it was such a special event for us because we're rethinking we might not do these particular events in this way moving forward. So it was very special to us for that reason. But it's also very special to hold this energy for the group as we move through it, because sometimes when you feel like you're holding energy for others, you're really just calling forth more for yourself. And all the participants and the miracles that they were experiencing and the joy and the life transformation and the emails and the messages coming back about the event were actually feeding me. It felt like love, even more so, that it was a goodness. It was just focus on good and focus on healing. And then at night when I was sleeping, I used so many of the principles that we learn in the dojo. Like even though I was in bed, I was doing the orbit with my mom. I was doing the chi ball in my hands and eat like remotely putting. Actually, I used blue because that's what I intuitively felt like. And I put so much blue energy in the colon. And it was really weird because I intended, I'm going to rest my body, like energy stay here. And when I would roll over, I could sort of check and it was still there. It was still happening. And she sleeps almost right below me. We sleep upstairs, they sleep downstairs. And our bed is almost on top of theirs. I can almost feel that energy. So as we were all teaching everything during the event, I was applying it in a deeper way into not just healing my own body, but seeing my body as everyone's body. You can do that. You can move the energy through your own body for everybody's body.
That's the mystical orbit. Well, I will say that this energy event that happens in July has been a very big growth opportunity. And I think this will be our third growth opportunity because the first big one that happened in July was my mother's passing in the middle of the event. And the next one was Winston and Bentley both crossing over.
Our puppies.
Bentley also July 16th, my birthday in the middle of the event, and then your mom going through cancer surgery. So we've been getting some training.
Oh, and in the middle.
We call it Soul School. And your life is the curriculum. And this is the training. It's not down the tracks, it's now.
Yeah.
And what matters is right now how you address it. Not when you're stronger. Right now is when it counts. You're in training.
Yeah. Another thing that happened in the middle of the event, in between when we do it's hard. It's all been in like the last 14 days. Tristan had planned for his birthday. He rented a temple and he invited like 16 or 20 of our friends who also are teachers, transformational leaders to come, and we put on we shared truth. We call it sharing satsang. We shared meditation. He taught qigong, and we had our friend from Dubai was here. Our friend Natalie Ledwell from Mind Movie, she was here, and he had asked me to do like the sermon, the talk, the chat, and it was about 6 ways that I connect to the divine and feel the love and protection of the divine. So that was interesting because we went around the room and everyone, Tristan just had, as we started to set the intentions, first of all, it was beautiful. What a way to celebrate your own birthday by giving love and energy to your closest friends and telling them to pass it on to their clients. And they was asking people to, on a scale of 1 to 10, where's your joy level? And someone had just lost a family member. Some people were doing great. It was a real variety. And I was the last one. And it was so interesting. And I said, I feel right now, because this was the Sunday before Mom's surgery on Wednesday. I said, my joy is a 10 because that's who I know myself to be. I can move into the alignment of the energy of joy. but my grief is perhaps a 10 too, and my fear is a 10. And we talked about how multiple emotions can be stacked and happening and almost like bubbling up. One's on top and then the other's on top and one's on top, and that it's okay for that to coexist. It's not about like, if you're happy and you know it all the time. It's about being fluid, just like with brain waves. There's all these brain waves, and when somebody says, oh, I slipped into alpha, that just means that's the predominant one. So even with your emotions, when I'm feeling trepidation or I'm feeling fear, I know that the other emotions are also there. It's not singing as a solo. And the more that I practice my connection with the inner being and know myself as never being alone and walking with my friend, this beautiful divine light, I know that I'm always in joy and frustrated and a little scared and
It's just which one do we focus on, right?
Mm-hmm. And to let it all be okay. Because if you don't let it be okay, that adds more frustration. Love it forward. Love it forward.
I think that's going to be our next Trisbrina show.
Love it forward.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Thank you for allowing us to share a little bit of our life with you. Whoa! We're out this Thursday.
Oh, give them that link if you want to get the...
Date
if you're
nights.
watching this in real time, this is available.
Date night's going to happen at home today. We're not going anywhere. We're going to have a date with Keith and Rita. Man, we make some jokes at night. So funny. Last night I put Keith in bed and I pet him on the head and I kissed him. I said, "Sweet dreams, sweetheart." And then I went over and kissed your mom on the head. It was just so sweet. It's like the love, the full circle that we get to give to our elders. Such an awesome, reverent opportunity to love forward. All right, everyone. Thanks for being here. Thank you for the beautiful collaboration.
Yeah,
in the chat.
I want to go back and read all your...
So much
chat.
love was shared tonight from all of y'all. All right. Much love. Bye now.